It was a good all-around week for lady softball, taking 3 out of 4 games, and coach, really consistent effort against the College of Worcester, winning both games 5-2. How does that change the complexion going into this last week?
It doesn't really change much for us. We have really focused all year on coming and showing up with our A game, and so it doesn't matter who we're playing. We just want to come with our best effort and try and get a couple of victories.
Well, as I mentioned, really consistent against the College of Worcester. Juxtapose that a little bit now with the Capital game. You scored 10 runs in the first, 2 in the second game. What kind of happened there, and how do you maybe stabilize?
Well, we came out, the first 2 innings, we went down 1-2-3, 1-2-3 in the top of the first and second against Capital, but we were crushing the ball. I mean, they were making some great defensive plays, so I really felt good. I was like, we're eventually going to come around, and the team really stuck it out and just kept fighting and scoring a lot of runs against a great team. They're ranked in our region, and so we really wanted to see where we matched up with them. And in the second game, it was just a little different vibe. They also didn't hit as well. You're going to go through that sometimes. What I really liked is that we were putting the ball in play hard, hitting it on the ground and not hitting a lot of pop-ups, which is really going to help us when we have those runners in scoring position. So I was really pleased with the effort. It just didn't translate into a lot of runs.
Well, now you're starting to approach the postseason as well, and that kind of coincides with finals and the end of the school year. How do you manage those emotions of both, going to the postseason and the tensions that can bring, as well with, finals?
Yeah, well, we have talked about this all year, right from the going back actually into fall ball, and how it's okay to be really great at multiple things. Being great in the classroom doesn't mean that you have to suffer on the field, and being great on the field doesn't mean that you have to suffer in the classroom. And so we really try and create that balance and talk about time management and getting ahead. And, we throw a lot of adversity at them throughout the season and the off season with their lifting. And so hopefully we've prepared them as best we can to deal with, a lot of pressure from a lot of different places.
And now, switching gears a little bit, and for a specific player, Maddie Stark, we've seen a little bit of tenderness with her foot. Can you give us an update on that situation?
Yeah, she just had a little bit of a bruise on the bottom of her foot that she, was struggling with. But she's one of the toughest players I've ever coached, and it's actually funny. My dad was at a couple games, and I told him that she was struggling a little bit, and he was like, "You wouldn't even know it." And so that's the great thing about her. She's not going to let you know her weaknesses, and she has very few of them. So I'm expecting her best effort tomorrow going into the Allegheny doubleheader.
All right. Well, now I'm going to take the viewers inside the mind of the crazy coaches here. What goes through your mind when you're creating a batting order? Because putting players in different positions based on what's happening. Just curious, what kind of goes in there?
Well, we're really lucky that we get early on, our spring trip, that we have 16 games to kind of mix the lineup up a bit and see where people fit in and where they're most successful. You can have a really great hitter who's not necessarily comfortable in the 1 or 2 position, but that really excels maybe 7, 8, 9, and then vice versa. And so we just tried a lot of things out, and finally feel like we found a winning lineup somewhere in the middle of the season as we went into conference play. And, it's proven to really be successful. I will say, when our bottom of the order produces, our top of the lineup really comes up and drives them in. When you look at our record, when they got on base, we're pretty successful. So.
Well, you mentioned the Allegheny doubleheader coming up tomorrow, and you win one game and you're definitely in. Tell us what you're looking at in this game, what you want to do, and how does that pressure maybe change things just a little?
Yeah, well, we're really trying to not approach it as a pressure situation. We're just trying to approach it as another game, and go in and, again, not worry about what we can't control. What we can control is how we approach it, how ready we are, our focus, our intensity. But I'm hoping to just see the girls come out and play the game that I've seen them play over the last couple of weeks. We've been pretty successful with whatever another team has thrown at us, and so I just want them to get in the box, attack offensively, and make the plays that we're supposed to make defensively, and hopefully things will turn out for us.
All right. Well, now it's time to go out of bounds, and as you mentioned, getting toward the end of the year, summer's approaching. What are you most looking forward to about the summer?
Well, I don't want the season to be over. I hope that we let this ride as long as possible. But I am looking forward to, at the end of May, my assistant coach Sarah Schoenhoft and I are going to go to the College World Series, the Division I College World Series in Oklahoma City, and so we're really excited to go experience that and see some great softball. So
should be some very excellent
yeah,
softball.
it would be pretty good, yeah.
and I know our assistant SID Clayton, his Gators might be there, so we have to cheer extra hard for them.
I like the Gators.
We'll have to cheer extra hard for him there. All right. Well, for all the fans, tomorrow, Saturday, April 25th at Allegheny. It starts at 1, I believe. I'm sure the ladies would love your support. For Coach O'Neill, I'm Matthew Ruskin. We'll see you next week.